Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to my channel. Now I've just realised I haven't posted anything since our win at the Metal to the Masses. So we're through to the semi-final. Just in case you didn't know that, which we're completely blown away by. So we are still in shocks, because that was our first ever gig. We hadn't played a gig ever as a band. Until that day, and to the fact that we won over everybody's hearts and we were the first to get through was absolutely mind-blowing. So here's to you guys. This is a lovely ginger beer which I'm drinking. This is going to be a rig rundown as of spring 2025, and I'm just going to take you guys through what I'm using at the moment at home and on the stage and in the studio. So come along, it's going to be a fun little video. So this is my signal chain, literally from my fingers to the strings, to the guitar, the pedals, the amp and the cabinet I'm using at the moment. So first of all, first part of my signal chain is my fat little fingers. Second part of the signal chain is my James Hetfield Snakebite Explorer. She's been bloody everywhere with me. I've had her for so long, it's ridiculous. I think I've had this guitar for over 15 years, and as you can see, she's got some bruises, she's got some knocks. Going into retirement soon. I'm buying a S-by Solar Black Explorer soon, and yeah, this is one of the first models that came out. This was before the headset pickup set came out, so I got this through inheritance money, hence why I'm very keen to retire this guitar for the studio and take out a cheaper guitar out, because if something happened to this guitar, I'd be distraught. So pickups, normal EM 81, I think 81, 85, I don't know. It's whatever pickups the EMGs are usual. The stock EMGs are for the LTD guitars. Yeah, not a lot. I'm using this fret wrap at the minute. I'm gonna get a better fret wrap soon, but it keeps everything tight live, and it keeps it tight in the studio. The strings I'm using are in fact actually it's a 7-string setup. So it's a Ernie Ball. Can't remember what one it was. Really can't remember what it was, but yeah, basically it's a 7-string setup. The only thing I missed out is the 7th thinnest string. I had to, because these are very small, I didn't want to drill it, so what I did is I actually uncoiled the string, so then I was able to stick that through. I had to kind of use the string to sand down the groove here in the nut, so it housed it nicely. Still sticks out a bit, but the intonation is fine. This guitar has actually been really good, considering I think it's a 25 scale neck. Not really sure, 24, 25. Can't really remember, but the fact that it's like this guitar is built for a thrash and E standard, it does drop B pretty darn good. So that's that. So follow the lead. So this is I basically got this all out. I'm missing some patch cables because I gave one of my patch cables to Jake because one of his patch cables actually broke at Metal to the Masses, and he hadn't used his setup since we played Worcester the other weekend, which was banging. But yeah, so that's why it's not there, but I just wanted to get all this out to show you guys. So yeah, as you can see, I'm a bit of a budget guitarist at the minute. Got a chromatic tuner, works really well. That's my HM300. I want to get a HM2 soon, and also a good old-fashioned noise reducer. Got to have that when you're running this sort of setup. And that then goes into my Victory Kraken. This isn't my actual settings. They've moved because they've been in this bag over here. This is the first I've got it out since I've come back from Worcester. But my settings, if you wanted to know what my settings are, usually I never use gain 1. You just run about here. The bass is round about there. The mids around about there, because I kind of like the semi-scooped mids, and the treble's there. I never use Master 2 because I'm the only guitarist in the band, so I don't need that lead boost. And usually when I'm live, I can crank in the studio. I crank it to right here, but when I'm live, I turn it down slightly. So then I still get some stage volume, still get a good bit of feedback, but because it's being mic'd up, you know, we're using in-ear monitors, so I don't need too much stage noise. And on the back here, it's got a cool little button. Is a bass focus, which basically, what that does is that it tightens up the low end. So I've never ever used a tube screamer in front of this amp, and I don't think it needs it. It's just tight enough, and especially when you use a bass focus button, it tightens up the low end a little bit. So then it kind of does the job of what a tube screamer does anyway. But this thing, the gain tone on this is built on a 5150, but it's almost like a modded 5150 where they've tightened up the low end and tightened up the overall gain, so then you can have the gain cranked, but it's still re-articulate, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's the amp. My little I got this little 1x12 cabinet, which I got second hand off Andertons, about 80 quid I think it was, and I think it's got a Celestion speaker in it. I can't remember. Just let me check the back real quick. Doesn't say, but I'm about 80% sure, it said on the Andertons website, that it had a Celestion in it. But it sounds great. Like, it just sounds flipping great. It's a great little amp, little speaker. Even I don't really use this amp much at home, because even at the lower 9 watts, it's still bloody loud. So I was playing it when I first got it, I played it and I was chugging away, and the wife come down and said, bloody hell, that's loud. And I said, yeah, that's a 9 watts at like notch 3, because this has been in someone's storage for a while. So then it like went and it's only kind of usable at notch 3. Hence why I'm upgrading my setup soon. In the studio, I do have a Randall GH120, is it? Or 150? GH120. It's like a hybrid MOSFET valve state kind of Randall head. It sounds great. The crunch sounds great. I ran my HM300 through it the other day when we rehearsed our set at the studio. And I was like, oh mate, I should just use this amp. But then I realised it's because the amp is like massive, and I'm getting old, guys, and like even holding this phone like this, it's killing my left arm. I'm gonna switch arms actually. So I ran my HM300 through the Randall head, and I was like, wow, this amp sounds great. But the thing is, I thought to myself, I'm gonna get the Nano Cortex soon, because as great as this amp is live, it's a pain in the ass. Even that amp is a pain in the ass to ferry around, especially when you don't drive yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a blend capture using my new Nano Cortex, which I'm getting in a couple months. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 SM57s rigged up into a mixer, and then I'm going to have the output of that mixer going into like the Nano Cortex capture. You know, if you know what the Nano Cortex does, I'm going to use it for that purpose. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a blend of my Victory Kraken, just its straight tone, and a blend of my Randall head with the HM300 going through it, and I'm just going to have it blended just right, so then you still get the growl and the gnarly chainsaw HM2 clone sound, along with the tightness and the gnarly guttural sound that you get off the Victory Kraken. And I'm just going to have that as my tone live, so then all I got to do is walk into the studio or walk into whatever venue I have and run that through a power amp, and or just go straight into front of house. Which brings me on to my next idea. So I actually got one of these. This is like my backup. So if something were to go wrong with that, I know that I can just run the HM300 and it'll sound great, and run it into this solid state 30 watt power amp. Does the job, flipping great. And so my plan is, when I get the Nano Cortex, is to, because we use in-ear monitors, and what I want to do is I want to be able to use my captures live on stage using the cab, but I also want to go and show in front of house as well, so I get two tones going. So my plan is to have the Nano Cortex go into a power amp with the cab sins off. Then what I'm going to do is have the other output going into a Muar Radar, which is a cab IR pedal. You could buy them second hand off eBay or Reverb for like £68 now, which is a steal. And then I'll have that running into front of house's mix. So that way we get two tones going. I can run it almost kind of like stereo, so to speak. And we could also have the on stage sound, but also it sounds cleaner because it's going through the front of house speakers. So I've got that option. That's how to split your signal, guys, on a budget. I'm going to do a video on that when I get the Nano Cortex. One thing I forgot to mention, the plectrums that I use are these. I'm a big, massive Hetfield fanboy, Matt Heafy fanboy as well. As you guys probably see by my performances, I basically copy him. Don't know why. I just think he's got a great stage presence and he always gets the crowd moving. And since I've been copying his style, I get the crowd moving as well. So I'm going to carry on doing that. The reason why I like these picks is because they got, I don't know if you can see that. It's actually got like little holes, like ridges on it, so then it's easier to grip down. And I don't really drop these that often, but if I do drop them, the great thing about it, you can see where it is. That's why I went for the white ones, so then I can see where they are when I drop them on the stage. I did that once at an Eventel gig, and I had to do my entire solo using my nail, and I don't really have any nails, as you can see, because I bite them all because I'm a nervous wreck most of my time. But yeah, that's my rig as of now. Let me know what you guys are running down in the comment section below. If you want to see some like video playthroughs of me using this rig, mic'd up, playing to one of the Oscura songs, let me know. Oh, and talking about that, we do have merch, and we've released our debut EP on Bandcamp a few days ago. It's coming onto streaming services real soon. We just got to figure out a proper release date and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll put a little link in the description box below. You could buy merch for £25. Been selling a lot. So any of you who have brought a t-shirt or an EP, thank you so much. It means a lot. We've only played 2 gigs. We've only been around for 6 months, and I feel like the band's like snowballing at the minute. To the point where I've said to the guys, no more gigs, please. I kind of want to chill out a little bit at the end of the year and write some new stuff for you guys. But yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it's been a bit all over the place. ADHD. Have a great week, weekend, evening, morning, whatever you're doing. Have a great day.